Bon,
Are we live?
I'm alive.
I don't think we're live yet.
Vagabond? We are live. On est en direct du TD Garden Center. Being 7 o'clock, étant 19 heures, j'appelle cette réunion régulière du conseil, this regular monthly council meeting to order. Joining us via Teams is Councillor Loga. Se joignant à nous via Teams est le conseiller Loga. You have in front of you an agenda. Vous avez devant vous un ordre du jour. Someone move the agenda.
So move, Mr. Mayor. I'd also like to add a resolution, if we could, under Section 9, Item L, or Item I, Item L again.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have a resolution there to bring forward.
Asphalt patching.
Asphalt
on rail.
patching.
Okay, so it was moved by Councillor Babcock to amend the agenda and add L asphalt patching. Do we have a seconder, un secondaire?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Any disclosures of conflict of interest? Est-ce qu'il y a des conflits d'intérêts? Being none, we'll go to the adoption of the minutes, l'adoption du procès-verbal de la réunion du 11 avril et du 28 avril. Two meetings, April 11th and April 28th, the minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Loga. Do we have a seconder, a secondaire?
Secondaire.
Secondé par le conseiller Daigle. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion is carried. Next is a proclamation, which, oh geez, was a lot of minutes there. Proclamation Disability Awareness Week, semaine de la sensibilisation à la situation des personnes handicapées, qui sera du 29 mai au 4 juin, from May the 29th to June the 4th. Attendu que la municipalité de Campbellton s'engage à favoriser chez les citoyens ayant des handicaps la pleine participation aux ressources de notre communauté, and whereas many citizens living with disabilities face particular barriers to employment as well as to information, transportation, housing, education, recreation, and other disability-related supports, and attendu que nous croyons que plus de citoyens handicapés devraient avoir la chance d'accéder les soutiens reliés aux personnes handicapées nécessaires pour accroître leur perspective au Nouveau-Brunswick, et attendu que nous appuyons le thème s'adapter, improviser, surmonter, whereas we support the theme adapt, improvise, and overcome, therefore be it resolved that I, Yan Como, Mayor of the City of Campbellton, do hereby request the citizens of Campbellton to join with our council in recognizing persons with disabilities and their role in our community by observing Disability Awareness Week, May 29 to June 4th, 2022. That being done, we'll go to next, which is zoning matters, question de zonage. Il y a un rapport là, under 5, correspondence, reading of communication, correspondance et lecture des communications. Il y a le rapport de l'inspecteur des bâtiments, and you can read what's under number 1, lire ce qui est sous le numéro 1.
Mr. Mayor, I would move that the building inspector's report for the month of April be accepted. There were 5, just going to blow that up a second here. 5 building permits that were issued for the period for an estimated value of $393,000.
So the report be received and filed. Est-ce qu'on a un secondaire?
Je vais seconder.
Secondé par la conseillère Mélanie Parent. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against, motion is carried. Next is the treasurer's report, le rapport du trésorier. And you have their report to read, le rapport à lire. Someone?
Melanie, did you want to take that one?
Oui, Monsieur le maire. Alors, Ville de Campbellton, rapport mensuel du trésorier, période numéro 4, 20 mars 2022 au 16 avril 2022. Sommaire du conseil de ville de Campbellton. Dépenses pour la période numéro 4 de la comptabilité prenant fin le 16 avril 2022 et conformément à l'arrêté numéro A3, article 60, je soumets par la présente le rapport relatif aux dépenses pour la période numéro 4 pour approbation d'un montant de 761 134,55 $.
On a un secondaire, or do I have a seconder?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion is carried. Next is consideration of reports, rapports des comités permanents et spéciaux. You have Finance Administration Committee report there. Vous avez un rapport, si quelqu'un peut le lire dans leur langue de choix.
Je peux vous lire ça, Monsieur le maire.
Allez-y, conseiller Daigle.
Comité des finances et de l'administration, le maire Como, en tant que président du comité des finances et d'administration, il désire vous informer que le comité s'est rencontré 6 fois lors du mois d'avril 2022 pour traiter des sujets suivants. Le 4 avril, affaires nouvelles, Festival du saumon et achat, réparation de la transmission de la chargeuse, répétiage de l'asphalte et coût annuel des ascenseurs. Information correspondance, rapport du trésorier, bloc numéro 3 pour la période terminant le 19 mars 2022. Séance à huis clos. Des renseignements personnels de l'acquisition ou de la disposition projetée en cours d'un bienfonds à des fins municipales. L'information qui pourrait occasionner des gains et des pertes financières pour une personne ou une municipalité ou qui pourrait compromettre des négociations en vue d'aboutir à la conclusion d'un accord ou d'un contrat, d'informations qui pourraient porter atteinte au caractère confidentiel d'une information reçue du gouvernement du Canada ou de la province, d'informations concernant les consultations juridiques, d'informations relatives au travail à l'emploi, y compris les conventions collectives et autres. Le 6 avril 2022, session à huis clos, d'informations qui pourraient occasionner des gains et des pertes financières pour une personne ou une municipalité ou qui pourrait compromettre une négociation en vue d'aboutir à la conclusion d'un accord ou d'un contrat, d'informations concernant la consultation juridique, d'informations relatives au travail et à l'emploi, y compris la convention collective. April 11, 2022, new business, projected presentation, Artisan Street, closed meeting of council, acquisition and disposition of land. April 25th, 22, new business, Alan Paquette and Arsenault, presentation of the 2021 audited financial statements, asphalt patching, tender results, and purchases, Hutchinson Creative, digital marketing bundle, mega rebuild, Aurora pump, Paul equipment, extension of loader rental, and street sweeper repairs. Information correspondence, there's the Treasurer's Report, Block 4, for the period ending April 6, 2022. Designated highways, Galion des Appalaches, thank you letter. Request for donation, the community support, 22 donations, Club Richelieu Golf Tournament, and the fundraiser for Garderie de l'Enfant Magique Incorporée. Closed meeting of council, personal information, information that could cause financial loss or gain to a person or the municipality or could jeopardize negotiations leading to an agreement or contract. Labor and employment matters, including collective agreement. April 26, 2022, new business, capital budget 2022. April 28, 2022, unfinished business, capital budget 2022.
Est-ce que l'on a un secondaire? Do we have a seconder?
Second.
Secondé par le conseiller Savoie. On the question, you heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Contre? Motion is adopted. Okay, we'll go now to appointment to committees being none. Number 9, motions and resolutions. Motions et résolutions. Et nous allons débuter avec vous, conseiller Savoie, si vous voulez, à la A.
Oui, merci, Monsieur le maire. Qu'il soit résolu que le Conseil de la Ville de Campbellton prolonge la durée du bail avec le Centre d'entrepreneurship du Restigouche Incorporé. pour le Centre de jeunesse en action de 3 ans à 4 ans, avec une date de début du 1er avril 2019 et se terminant le 31 mars 2023, avec les mêmes termes et conditions qui y sont stipulés, avec une date de paiement supplémentaire du 1er avril 2022 pour la période de location comprise entre le 1er avril 2022 et le 31 mars 2023. Il est de plus résolu que le maire et la greffière soient autorisés à signer tout document nécessaire pour donner effet à cette résolution.
Do we have a seconder, secondaire?
Je vais seconder, Monsieur le maire.
Secondé par la conseillère Parent. You've heard the motion on the question. Sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Hutchinson Creative offre de marketing numérique.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Campbellton to award the purchase of 6-month strategic digital marketing bundle for the Regional Memorial Civic Center to Hutchinson Creative in the amount of $8,000 plus applicable taxes.
Seconder?
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Seconded by conseillère Mélanie. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Mega rebuilding.
Qu'il soit résolu par le Conseil de ville.
Lumière.
Désolée. Qu'il soit résolu par le Conseil de la ville de Campbellton d'accorder l'achat d'une pont Aurora à Maga Rebuilding Limited au montant de 5 200 $ plus les taxes applicables. Est-ce qu'il y a eu d'autres soumissionnaires? C'était le seul.
Do we have a seconder or secondaire?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Councillor Loga, do you have the motion in front of you?
Yes, I do.
Paul Equipment.
Resolution be resolved by the Council of the City of Hamilton to extend the lease of a loader for a second month from Paul Equipment and Sons for a grand total of $14,000 plus applicable taxes.
Do we have a seconder or secondaire?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. You've heard the motion. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Next is Saunders Equipment. Councillor Babcock?
Mr. Mayor, on my iPad here, I have no attachments for the last or the previous, and this one, possibly a few others going down.
You know what, you're probably in City Hall, right? No, OK. Conseiller Daigle?
Merci, Monsieur le maire. Résolution qu'il soit résolu par le Conseil de la Ville de Campbellton d'accorder l'achat de pièces pour la réparation du balai de rue à Saunders Equipment Limited au montant total de 10 432 et 6 sous, plus les taxes applicables, autres soumissionnaires, seuls fournisseurs.
Seconder, un secondaire?
Seconde.
Secondé par le conseiller Savoie. You've heard the motion on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Against? Motion is carried. F, don, support communautaire, conseiller Savoie.
Attendu que le conseil municipal supporte des individus et divers groupes communautaires et reconnaît l'importance de ces organisations, il est résolu par le conseil de la ville de Campbellton que les dons suivants soient ratifiés. 1 000 $ pour les Jeux de l'Acadie Restigouche, 500 $ Fondation Sœur Jeannette Leclerc, 300 $, troisième prix de 100 $ pour les diplômés.
Do we have a seconder and a secondaire?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Against? Yes?
On the question, is that $100 for graduation? I thought we upped that.
No, we said this year would be 100, and next year we would look during the budget process.
Oh, true, thank you.
Okay? So this year it's 3 of $100, PLP, Sugarloaf, and CCNB. And next year during the budget process, we would look at upping or increasing those amounts.
Thank you.
So you've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Next is G, le Club Richelieu Tournoi de Golf.
I've got the paper.
Okay, go ahead.
Resolution, whereas the City of Campbellton supports individuals and community groups and recognizes the importance of these organizations, be it resolved by the City of Campbellton, by the Council of the City of Campbellton, that the following donation be ratified: $50 Club Richelieu de Campbellton Golf Tournament.
Do we have a seconder or secondaire?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. You've heard the motion on the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Against? Motion is carried. Next is a donation Tidehead Beach washrooms. Where are we now?
Oui, Monsieur le maire, qu'il soit résolu par le conseil de la ville de Campbellton de partager les coûts avec le village de Tidehead pour les toilettes portatives situées à Tidehead Beach au montant de $400.
Do we have a seconder or secondaire?
Secondé.
Conseiller Savoie avait sa lumière, so il a secondé. So you've heard the motion on the question.
Question,
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to make sure I got this right. So they're asking us for $400 for their project in Tidehead, which I think is a reasonable request. However, they've also failed to pay us $37,000 for use of our civic center. So I kind of find that it's disingenuous to be saying to the taxpayers of Campbellton, who I represent, that we're not going to pay or follow the agreement that we had post-COVID with the civic center. And at the same time, hey, would you mind giving us $400 for our project? I just want to put that on the record. I don't think it's appropriate. I feel it's rather disingenuous of Tidehead Council to behave in this way. We've had a good relationship with them. And lastly, the last point I'll make is that they took a decision as a council, but they did not notify us. We had to find out from them why they were in arrears for 4 months, 5 months. So very disappointed in their behavior. However, it's their prerogative, it's their money, they can decide how they want to pay it. But I just thought that there should be better communication between two communities that work very closely on many other files.
Any other question? Est-ce qu'il y a d'autres commentaires?
Mr. Mayor, I do have a comment with regards to Councillor Babcock's comments and his feelings on this matter. Yes, it's disappointing that we haven't been able to get the contribution that the Village of Tidehead has always contributed to us over the past years since the beginning of the Civic Center and its construction. What I feel in this case, though, is Tidehead Beach in the past, many years, decades, has been used by populations from all around this area. $400 is a small price to pay with regards to having children coming out of the beach and wanting to go use the portable toilet. And a lot of them are our citizens that are going there. I know we all run the river, a good portion of us, and we use the kayaks. And during COVID, it was nice to have that relief and to have a beach to come to. And, you know, to deny $400 to families and children, whether they're from Campbellton or not, to me, we should be making a few joint efforts, and based on past practices with Tidehead, I think that we should be doing a few partnerships like this. And I know that they have a project that's underway, and the reason that they gave to us with regards to not participating in the funding of this year is because of one of those projects that they would like to see happen. You know, we're going to be transitioning into a municipality that is one in the near future, and I think at that point things will be clarified and everybody will be paying portions of fees with regards to the Civic Center.
Any other comments? Est-ce qu'il y a autre commentaire?
My comment, I'll reiterate, is I think the project for the porta potty is a great idea. But given their way that we had to discover that they were not going to fulfill the agreement, that principle that we have, that's the issue. There was no need to not call us up. We took a decision as a council. We're not going to make the contributions to the Civic Center. This is, to me, something that the Campbellton taxpayers should be well aware of, and at the same time, a bit rich to then ask us for $400.
Any other comments? Autres commentaires? On the question, sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against?
Nay.
There are 2 nay votes recorded, Councillor Babcock and Councillor Loga. Motion carried. Next, we go to I, Boissonneau-McGraw. Et on va demander à la conseillère Mélanie pour la première. These are 3 Boissonneau-McGraw resolutions, so I, go ahead.
Alors, entendu qu'une proposition de service d'ingénierie a été reçue de Boissonneau-McGraw.
Lumière.
Entendu qu'une proposition de service d'ingénierie a été reçue de Boissonneau-McGraw et a été étudiée par le conseil lors d'une réunion du comité de finances et de l'administration tenue le 2 mai 2022, qu'il soit résolu par le conseil de la ville de Camelton d'octroyer le service d'ingénierie pour les plans préliminaires et avis des coûts probables pour la mise à niveau des infrastructures de la rue Roseberry, de la rue Subway à la rue Shannon, à Boissonneau-McGraw au montant de 9 500 $ plus les taxes applicables.
Do we have a seconder, un secondeur?
Second.
Seconded by Councillor Loga. You've heard the motion on the question. Sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. Next resolution, it's in regards to Roseberry to Dufferin. Councillor Babcock.
Sure. Whereas a proposal for engineering services was received from engineering firm Boissonneau-McGraw and reviewed by council at Finance and Administration Committee meeting held on May the 2nd, 2022, be it resolved by the City Council of Campbellton to award the engineering services for the infrastructure upgrading of Adams Street from Roseberry Street to Dufferin Street and of Dufferin Street from Adams Street to Miller Street to Boissonneau-McGraw at the following rates plus applicable taxes. Gathering of field data, design, tender, documents, and administration service at 8% of construction costs before taxes, and inspection and field supervision services during construction at 4.5% of construction costs before taxes, for an estimated construction cost of $1,569,500 before taxes. Be it further resolved by the mayor and the city clerk be authorized to sign all related documents.
Do we have a seconder, un secondeur? Your light, Councillor Babcock. Thank you.
I'll second, Mr. Mayor.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. You've heard the motion. Vous avez entendu la résolution. On the question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contre? Motion is adopted. Next resolution, K. Boissonneau-McGraw, conseiller Daigle.
Merci, Monsieur le maire. Résolution entendue qu'une proposition de service d'ingénierie a été reçue de Boissonneau-McGraw et a été étudiée par le conseil lors d'une réunion du comité de finances et d'administration tenue le 2 mai 2022. Qu'il soit résolu par le conseil de la ville de Campbellton d'octroyer les services d'ingénierie pour le projet d'amélioration de la station de pompage des eaux usées numéro 2, Vanier, et du système SCADA, conditionnel à l'obtention de l'approbation ministérielle pour l'emprunt de fonds à Boissonneau-McGraw au taux suivant pour plus les taxes applicables. Collecte de données, design, documents, d'appel d'offres et de services administratifs au taux de 8% du coût de construction avant les taxes et fonctions de supervision et d'inspection des lieux durant la construction au taux de 4,5% du coût de construction avant les taxes, pour un coût de construction estimé à 347 875 $ avant les taxes. Qu'il soit de plus résolu que le maire et la greffière soient autorisés à signer tous les documents connexes.
Second.
Do we have a seconder or secondeur?
Second.
So seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. On the question, sur la question, you've heard the motion. All those in favor, tous en faveur, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. L, patching, Councillor Babcock.
Thank you. Be it resolved by the council of the city of Campbellton that Pavage.
Lumiere,
Yeah, I'm the guy with the light. Eh?
you have the light.
Be it resolved by the council of the city of Campbellton that Pavage J.R. Legacy Paving, Inc. be awarded the contract for asphalt concrete pavement, patching of municipal roads and sidewalks for the prices per ton mentioned below, plus applicable taxes. Item A, Type D asphalt concrete surface course by mechanical spreader on existing asphalt surface at $415 a ton. Item B, Type sand seal asphalt concrete base course by mechanical spreader on existing asphalt surface at a rate of $435 per ton. Be it be further resolved that the mayor and the city clerk be authorized to sign all related documents. No other bidders had been received for this.
Do we have a seconder, un secondaire? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. You've heard the motion. On the question, sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried. 10, inquiries by members of council. Replies to previous inquiries, réponse aux questions antérieures. Number 11, consideration and passing of bylaws. Number 12, le numéro 12. So we have bylaw reading in full and third by title of bylaw number T210, disabled parking to Prince William, stationnement pour handicapés, T210, de rue Prince William. We need someone to read this. Quelqu'un à lire ceci dans les deux langues. Hein?
Je vais faire la lecture.
Allez-y, conseillère parlant.
Bylaw number T210, a bylaw to amend bylaw number T2, a bylaw to regulate parking and traffic in the city of Campbellton. I move that leave now be given to introduce the readings in full and third by title of bylaw number T210, a bylaw to amend bylaw number T2, a bylaw to regulate parking and traffic in the city of Campbellton. Arrêté numéro T210, un arrêté modifiant l'arrêté T2, arrêté visant à réglementer le stationnement et la circulation dans la City of Campbellton. Je propose que soit présentée la lecture dans son intégralité et troisième par titre de l'arrêté numéro T210, un arrêté modifiant l'arrêté numéro T2, arrêté visant à réglementer le stationnement et la circulation dans la City of Campbellton.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Loga. You've heard the motion. All those in favor? Oh, là,
Aye.
là, tu l'as refait en français. Hein?
J'ai fait en français.
OK, oui, excuse. Bloop. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion is carried.
Be it resolved that the bylaw number T210 be read in its entirety. Under the powers granted to it under the Local Governance Act, the Campbellton Municipal Council duty convened hereby makes the following. That Schedule A and map number 1 of 7 of bylaw number T28 be amended by adding a disabled parking space in front of 2 Prince William Street. I move that this constitute the reading in full of bylaw number. Oui, j'ai pas fini de lire le. I move that this constitute the reading in full of bylaw number T210, a bylaw to amend bylaw number T2, a bylaw to regulate parking and traffic in the city of Campbellton. Il est résolu que l'arrêté numéro T210 soit lu dans son intégralité. En vertu du pouvoir que lui confère la loi sur la gouvernance locale, le Conseil de Campbellton dûment réuni prend ce qui suit. Que l'annexe A et la carte numéro 1 de 7 de l'arrêté numéro T28 soient modifiées pour ajouter un espace de stationnement pour personnes handicapées devant le 2 rue Prince-William. Je propose que cette lecture constitue la lecture dans son intégralité de l'arrêté numéro T210, un arrêté modifiant l'arrêté numéro T2, arrêté visant à réglementer le stationnement et la circulation dans la City of Campbellton.
Do we have a seconder, un secondaire? Seconded by Councilor Babcock. You've heard the motion. On the question, sur la question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion is carried. Third, troisième.
Third, bylaw number T210, a bylaw to amend bylaw number T2, a bylaw to regulate parking and traffic in the city of Campbellton. I move that this constitutes third reading by title of bylaw number T210, a bylaw to amend bylaw number T2, a bylaw to regulate parking and traffic in the city of Campbellton. Troisième, arrêté numéro T210, un arrêté modifiant l'arrêté numéro T2, arrêté visant à réglementer le stationnement de la circulation dans la City of Campbellton. Je propose que cette lecture constitue la troisième par titre de l'arrêté numéro T210, un arrêté modifiant l'arrêté T2, arrêté visant à réglementer le stationnement de la circulation dans la City of Campbellton.
Do we have a seconder, un secondaire? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Cyr. On the question, sur la question, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Against? Motion is carried. Bylaw number T210. No.
No, that,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
that,
just an
that page
attachment, okay?
shouldn't be there, but we should have read the Annex A before final adoption, so.
Not all of it,
Yeah, we're supposed to read the whole chart.
but you're only adding 2 Prince William.
Yeah, so,
Add to Annex A, 2 Prince William, I would
yeah,
say.
it's part of your bylaw, so usually we're supposed to read it back and read the last, but, I mean, it's attached to the package, so as long as we mention that, maybe
So
read
under
at
an-
least line 2 for Prince William, the
So what
last
we
one.
could say, under Annex A, we have mapping, which we're adding 2 Prince William, 1 located in front of Como Optical, situé devant Como Optical, 503-53820. So that's probably part of the motion. On pourrait mettre ça partie de la résolution, parce que si il faut tout relire ça, c'est... Okay, we'll go to notices of motion. Avis de motion, motions of which notices were given and being done. Aucune présentation de motion préavis. Adjournment, clôture de la séance. Conseiller
So
ça?
move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Cyr. No, we don't need a seconder, on n'a pas besoin de secondaire. On the question, sur la question, you've all heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Against? Motion is carried.